Okay, hello, still we're talking about quadratic functions and we'll continue from where we stopped last time. Okay, in the last video I told you that I'll give you questions based on the examples that I gave you. Now I'll give you questions that I want you to sketch by yourself. Okay, use the three-step strategy to produce rough graphs of the following quadratic functions. The first one is saying f of x equals to 2x squared minus 11x minus 6, and the second one is f of x equals to x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, let's go to today's lesson. Let's say that okay, let's say that you have these two functions. The first one is talking about supply function. Q squared, QS means supply. So the first function is talking about supply function, which is q squared plus 14q plus 22. As I told you, this s is here just to show you that it's a supply function. And the second one, p equals to minus q squared minus 10q plus 150, and this d is here to show you that we're talking about a demand function. Okay, once we start to solve, of course here you're going to use a simultaneous equation, so eliminate the first equation and the second equation together, subtract them. P will begin with the p minus p, so I'm telling you again, consider this as q and only q. So q squared minus q squared will give you 2q squared, and 14 minus 10 will give you 24q. Okay, minus 150 minus 22 will give you equals to 0 here. So now to make it simpler, you can divide everything here by 2, divide each and every number here by 2, because they are all divisible by 2. So here it will be q squared plus of course this also will be divided by 2, so 0 equals to q squared plus 12q minus 64. So I think it's kind of difficult to factorize this one, so we can go and use the quadratic formula. I think it was saying 0 equals to q squared plus 12q minus 64. Let me just check once. Yes, so here the coefficient of q squared here is 1, so this is a and this is b and this will be c. So q equals to minus b, which is minus 12, plus or minus b squared, 12 squared, minus 4 times a times c. A is 1 and c is negative 64 over 2a. 2 times a is here 1, so I'll simplify it more. 12 squared is 144 minus 4 times 64 will be 256, but here you have two minuses. Minus with the minus, this will be changed to plus, and here you have 2 times 1 is just 2. Okay, let's add them. You'd have here 400 over 2. So the root of 400 is 20. So here you'll have the two cases. The first case is or. So here minus 12 plus 20 is 8. 8 over 2 will give you 4. Or minus 12 and minus 20 is minus 36 divided by minus 32, I mean, divided by 2 will give you negative 16. So these are the values of q. Either q is 4 or q is negative 16. But do you think that there is a quantity with a negative? No. So you will take the positive quantity, which is this will be the right answer, and this will be left because quantity cannot be negative. So depending on this quantity, you'll find the price. Okay. You had two equations. I'll write them. Okay, you have these two equations, so you can plug in the value for the quantity which we found it as 4 in the first or in the second equation, and you'll have the price. It's the same, it doesn't make any difference where to plug in. Okay, I'll do it in the first one. So P equals to 4 squared plus, okay, here I'll start working. Uh, 4 squared is 16. 14 times 4 will give you 56 plus 20. I will add them together and you'll have 94. So the value for price would be 94. So the equilibrium is going to be when Q is 4, the price is supposed to be 94. Okay, now let's see how to sketch this graph. Actually, you are not asked to sketch this graph, but I'll just show you the idea. This graph is, what do you expect is this graph? This is negative, right? So this is for the demand because it's negative. It was P equals to negative Q squared D and blah blah, so it has a negative slope. And this one will be for the supply because P for the supply was Q squared S and it was positive. So positive will be this way, you already know that. So here you'll have, if you remember, I got Q equals to 4 or Q equals to negative 16. So on this point is the first equilibrium and this is the second equilibrium according to negative 16. But this is not a real answer because there won't be a quantity or a price in the negative at the first place. So once you are asked which part of this graph is working or what's the right what do you call it, equilibrium, you consider only this part, only the positive part. So only this part is going to be considered as a graph for these two equations, and here you'll have, this will be your equilibrium when Q is 4, quantity is 94. So this will be only the right portion of this graph, and this would be an X part because why? As I told you, because quantity cannot be negative. Okay, I'll give you one question that I want you to try it by yourself. Just find the equilibrium, quantity and price, but don't sketch the graph. Here you're not supposed to sketch the graphs. So try this question, please. Okay, given the supply and demand functions, P equals to 2Q squared plus 10Q plus 10. Demand function will be P equals to minus Q squared minus 5Q plus 52. And you're supposed to calculate the equilibrium price and quantity.